I don't even remember what it was that made me suspicious, but just then I was a happy husband. And the next day I was already watching everything Belinda was doing. I was sure she was having an affair. I checked her email on her home computer, looked in her purse when she wasn't home, looked in the glove compartment and trunk of her car, and even, the most trivial of trivialities, checked her clothes in the laundry basket. I found nothing, but even after finding absolutely no evidence that she was betraying me, something in the back of my mind told me that Belinda was lying. There was a flip side to my suspicions. I made love to Belinda more often, just to see if she seemed inexplicably relaxed. The more I made love to her, the more she wanted to make love to me, and our sex life turned 180 degrees and went from twice a week to 4 and 5 times a week. As nice as the increased amount of sex was, it didn't change the fact that I just knew Belinda was cheating on me, and I needed proof before I could accuse her of it. After 2 months of unsuccessfully trying to find any proof, I was forced to admit that I might just be wrong. I decided to make one last attempt to find out, and if it didn't work out, I would accept the fact that I was a paranoid asshole. I decided to give her the opportunity and then be where I could observe. The easiest way to do this was to arrange a fictitious 3-day business trip. That would give Belinda plenty of free time, and I would be sure to see how she used it. The first thing I did was give her advance notice so she could make her plans. The day of the trip arrived and Belinda drove me to the airport, kissed me goodbye and told me to get home soon and she would make me a warm bed. As soon as she was out of sight, I took the free bus to the car rental agency and rented a small compact car. Our neighborhood was full of compact vans, and another car parked on the street would have gone unnoticed. After renting the car, I drove to the motel and checked in for 3 days, then headed home. I hoped to be there to follow Belinda, but when I got home, Belinda's car was gone. I parked a little farther down the street, walked back to the house, and entered myself, and then walked through the house hoping to find something that might tell me where she had gone. In our bedroom, I found her spread out on the bed with several of her sexiest outfits and assumed she had picked one out and had already put it on. The question was, for whom and where? I rummaged through the hall closet, looking in my coat pockets for notes or scraps of paper with phone numbers. Anything that might give me a clue when I heard the automatic garage door opener go off. I hurried up the stairs, stood where I hoped no one would notice me, and peeked down into the kitchen dining room. I saw Belinda come in with an armful of shopping bags and set them on the kitchen table, then walked over to the phone and dialed a number. "Hi, darling, I'm home." "Yes, he's fine. I dropped him off at the airport 3 hours ago, and before I went shopping, I called the airline to make sure his flight left on time." "Are you in? What's in it for me?" "Promise?" "Okay. But you better follow through." "I love you too, baby. Hurry up. That's it." I got what I needed. Confirmation from her own lips, and all I had to do was go downstairs and get it over with. I took 2 steps forward when I suddenly stopped. I knew she was an unfaithful whore, but I didn't know with whom. Not that it mattered, but I was curious, so I decided to wait and see who showed up. I heard the tss, 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 tss of high heels on the wood floor approaching the stairs, and hurried back down the hallway to the bedroom, intending to hide in the closet. At the last second, I remembered the clothes on the bed. Belinda must have cleaned them up before getting into bed with her lover, so the closet was the last place I needed to be. I slipped into the spare bedroom and left the door ajar. From there, I could see the master bedroom, and I made myself comfortable so I could wait and see who Belinda's guest would be. I watched as Belinda entered the room, carrying a shopping bag. She was wearing her highest heels, her shortest skirt, and a blouse that was almost see-through. I watched as she put her clothes away and then threw back the covers off the bed. She went to the bathroom, came back with a trash can and set it next to the bed, then dumped the contents of the bag on the bedside table. I had to strain to see the items, but it turned out to be a box of condoms. I had more than enough evidence now, but I still wanted to see who the asshole was that was giving me horns. I'll wait, and then I'll come out, just to see. Satisfied with her preparations, Belinda headed back to the kitchen. When I heard the tisk-tisk of her high heels on the kitchen floor, I quickly walked across the hall to the bedroom and grabbed the small Olympus D370 digital camera that was on a shelf in the closet, then hurried back to the spare bedroom. The wait wasn't long. About 10 minutes passed, and I heard a car door slam in front of the house, and a minute later the front door opened and I heard a familiar voice. Damn, I thought, he picked a bad time to visit. His presence here would ruin everything, and then I heard it. Damn, baby, you look good enough to eat you. I was stunned. This couldn't be happening. It just couldn't be. I heard Belinda say, if that's what you want, love, I'm not bloody going to stop you. Come on, let's race to the bedroom. You're gonna lose. You can't run for shit in those heels. Yeah, and you don't want me to take them off, do you? Okay, well, let's go up to the bedroom. The two of them walked up the stairs, down the hallway, and into the bedroom. Even then, seeing what I saw, I couldn't believe what was happening. I watched as he undressed Belinda, and then as she undressed him. The sight was another stab of the knife. The knowledge that my wife was a slut drove it into my heart. For a little over an hour, I watched as rubber band after rubber band was tossed into the wastebasket next to the bed. There were tears in my eyes as I got my digital camera ready and walked down the hallway to the room that used to be my bedroom. I pointed the camera at the couple lying on the bed and then said, Belinda. And when she raised her head and looked directly at me in the lens, I pressed the shutter button. I took 5 more shots and saw the look of horror on my dad's face when I said, Mom is definitely going to love this. I turned and walked out of the room and headed for the front door when Belinda shouted, Robbie, wait! Please, Robbie, wait! Don't go! I heard her running down the hall as I walked out the front door and it closed behind me.